This has disaster written all over it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the state of California offering pregnant Black women universal basic income. That's right. You heard that right. If you're pregnant and Black in California, you may be able to receive up to $1,000 a month for up to 12 months. Now, the program already exists in San Francisco, and they're going to expand it throughout the entire state. I think they serve like 100 or so women in San Fran, and they're going to expand it to 425 more women. Now, there's a lot I could say here, but first things first, let's get into the article. This article, of course, will be in the description box if you want to read it for yourself without my commentary, but you see the headline here. San Francisco's Guaranteed Income Program for pregnant Black women that pays up to $1,000 a month for a full year, expanding into 4 other California counties. And some of the subhead, California allocated $5 million in state funding to expand the Guaranteed Income Program for pregnant Black women. So this is not private money. This is all your taxpayer money in California going to pregnant Black women. And here is a quick obvious point that I want to address, a quick elephant in the room. Is this racist? It has to be racist, because if you were to replace Black with white, then it would be unquestionably racist. If you replace Black with Asian or Black with Hispanic, nobody would really put up a big argument about it not being racist. I mean, some would, but that would not be the majority. The majority on both sides, left, right, whatever, would say that's racist. But because you have Black women right there, then it's not seen as racist. That right there is racist in itself. But I digress. Let's get right back to the subheads here. The program currently serves San Francisco and will expand in 2023 to serve those in Los Angeles, Riverside, Contra Costa, and Alameda counties. Through the program, women can receive up to $1,000 in guaranteed income for up to 12 months, and it will serve about 425 mothers in 2023. That's probably going to be 425 more mothers in those new counties aside from San Fran. Okay, let's get into the article. California is expanding its guaranteed income program for pregnant Black women to get up to $1,000 a month for 12 months. The Abundant Birth Program started in San Francisco last year in partnership with Expecting Justice to reduce racial birth disparities, such as premature births that occur due to wealth discrepancies. The program served 150 over the past 12 months. Now, I'm not really sure how that money is going to fix things. How does that really work? I'm not really sure how that maybe if you're living in the Bay Area and you not having access to certain kind of quality of life, I'm not really sure how that's really going to help. I don't really get it. I think this is just one of those cash grabs. You know, 'cause a lot of these organizations, what they say, Abundant Birth Program and Expecting Justice, what are these, like NGOs, non-governmental organizations? How much money do they get in donations or whatnot to their charity, 501c3, whatever it is? How much do they get versus what they pay out to these so-called vulnerable women? You see what I'm saying? I think it's a grift. I think it's just a way to get money, and it's not really a serious thing to solve any kind of problems. And if it is serious, I like to see data that supports what they're talking about from an independent source, not just their own people gathering numbers and putting them together on a spreadsheet for the general public to consume. But I digress. Now, with $5 million more in state funding, the program will expand in different counties, including LA, Riverside, Contra Costa, Alameda 2023, serve about 425 more mothers. Like I said, it's not just 425 total, 425 more in those new counties. Now, here's another thing I want to say, just another elephant in the room for me. There are quite a few Black women in California. It's not that many when you're talking about population percentage. I think Black folks are about 5% of the California population, even less than that in a place like San Francisco. But there are more than 425 women or women that could become pregnant in the state of California. So when I see a thing like this with a very small pool, people, certain counties, it screams experiment. And why is it okay to conduct experiments on human beings? We saw an experiment played out for the entire world with the whole C-19. That was a big experiment. This right here is an experiment, and it's a cash grab. And I don't think it's okay to conduct experiments for money, for nefarious purposes, when you don't even realize what's going on. You think you're just being helped. There's a guardian angel out there for you to giving you free money when you're going through a tough time. But why not call it what it is, an experiment and a cash grab? Okay, but we'll keep on moving here. So here's a quote, "For so long, Black women have been excluded from the resources needed to have safe and healthy pregnancies," unquote, Dr. Zia Malawa, director of Respecting Justice, said. Of course, the person that is the director of the company getting the money and or distributing it and or being responsible for, being able to procure the money, of course, they're going to say something like that. Why would they not? But anyway, quote, "This funding will provide pregnant people with economic," you know what? That's a key word right there. You got to understand how they talk. Pregnant people. Why not just say women? Because last I checked, from when I was a little boy, and getting the whole birds and the bees talk or going to school, women were the only ones with ovaries and the womb and whatnot. They were the only ones that had the ability to get pregnant. So why play games and say pregnant people? Why not just say women? Oh, because some women may not be women. Some women with, fallopian tubes, ovaries, all that, they may identify as men. So you can have a pregnant, quote unquote, man, you see? But anyway, let me just restart that quote so we don't lose context. Quote, "This funding will provide pregnant people with economic stability during this critical phase in their lives while allowing public health institutions to test." See what I said? I didn't even read this before I started the video. Look, to test a novel and promising public health intervention, an experiment. That's what that means. Test, an experiment. Test. Why not just say it's going to help them get through their time or whatever? It's going to help these institutions test a novel and promising public health intervention. That's what's going on. It's an experiment. Call it what it is. That's probably Zia Malawa right there. Okay, yep, that's her, of course. The program website cites that Black women are twice as likely to experience premature births than white women and aims to improve the statistic and ease economic disparities. As the program expands, Black mothers will receive between $600 and $1,000 for up to 12 months. So you're talking about maybe a cool $12,000 US just for being pregnant and Black in California, in certain parts of the state, I suppose. San Fran Mayor London Breed says she hopes the program will serve as a model throughout the country to address racial birth disparities. Quote, "The Abundant Birth Project," again, another experiment, "has proven to be successful in San Francisco and brings an innovative, equitable approach to addressing disproportionate health impacts largely affecting Black families, which is why I committed to invest in $1.5 million over the next 2 years to grow the program in our city and neighboring counties." Now, my question would be, how does one identify as Black? Rachel Dolezal, is she Black? Does she count as Black? If you're able to identify as a man to the point where they're using language like pregnant persons and rather than women, if you're able to identify as a man and be seen as that, then you see what I'm saying? Like, why not be able to identify as Black and be seen as that to be counted in his program? Why is that a stretch to say? You know what? I feel like I'm Black. I feel like I like soul food. I like chitlins, hot malls, pig feet. I like listening to 50 Cent rap music. Okay. I was doing the chicken head and the cha-cha slide and electric slide and the family reunion. Okay. I wear a bonnet on my head at night. I identify as Black. Now, where's my money? Why can't someone do that? Why would that be offensive if it's not offensive to identify as a different gender or a different age or a different something else? Why? You got guys out there identifying as dogs and cats. Why can't I identify as a different race? This guaranteed income program helps ease some of the financial burdens that all too often keep mothers from being able to prioritize their own health and ultimately impact the health of their babies and family. Last year, the program also served Pacific Islander women, but it is unclear if they are included in the upcoming expansion. Why wouldn't they be? I mean, a woman that's a Pacific Islander could easily say she's Black. How would you be able to tell? What if The Rock was a woman and he identified as Black? I mean, now I know he's his father or mother or somebody is Samoan, and then I think his mother's Samoan and his father's Black American. But why not be identified as full Black American? And what if he was a whole, 100% Samoan, like Tua Tagovailoa from the Miami Dolphins looks Black to me? Why can't he identify as Black? You see what I'm saying? This whole thing is just kind of ridiculous on its face and racist. All right. Oh, and then they're gonna talk about reparations. That's something else. That's a Gavin Newsom initiative. Talking about something they're gonna get $223,000 each for housing discrimination. That ain't gonna happen because there was never any slavery in California. So they're trying to make it be like that about slavery, which they're trying to talk about housing discrimination, but that ain't really gonna. If they want to make it be about slavery, it ain't gonna happen, and it won't happen anyway. It's just a way for Newsom to be able to gain votes for the 2024 presidential election. But if you want to read the rest of this, I'll link to it, of course, in the description box. That's your mayor right there of San Fran, London Breed, a Black woman, of course. Now, as I close, I want to say this. This is going to be a disaster because what's going to happen is you're going to have women that get pregnant just to get the money. This is basic common sense. Like, I've seen women get pregnant just to get the welfare benefits. Okay, they get pregnant by different guys so they can extract different amounts of child support from each guy rather than getting a lower amount for one. I've seen that video on TikTok somewhere, wherever it was. The girl was like, yeah, and she was white too, by the way. But anyway, she was like, yeah, why have one baby daddy? You can have 5 baby daddies because one baby daddy can only give you so much in child support. But if you got 5, they're able to give you more each, although maybe less per person. You see what I'm saying? If you got one guy giving you $800 a month for child support, for example, and 5 giving you $500, then the math is there. Okay, that's what $2,500 versus $800. You see what I'm saying? So this would be the same thing. Okay, I'll get pregnant right here in San Fran and collect my $12,000 or my however much it is, $7,000. I mean, this whole thing is ridiculous. It's just a way to get money. It's a way for everybody to kind of grift on the system. At the end of it, the kids are going to be the one that suffer. You're going to have this baby that gets born that's unwanted, that was only conceived to be able to get money. The mother and father don't care. The father ain't going to be nowhere around. The mother don't really care. She going to go out and spend that money on a 2014 Lexus with 85,000 miles on it and a crazy APR, 40% APR, payments like $1,000 a month. That'll get repoed instantly, or she might buy it in cash. Like, I understand how the ghetto mind works when you go out and do something like that for money. The best way to counteract any kind of problems with premature birth and death during pregnancy would be to push for more health-related programs in the Black community. We got a very high obesity rate. We got a very high single motherhood rate. Just push forward some healthy living standards rather than trying to throw money at it. This is nothing but a grift on behalf of the NGOs, and it will not help those that actually, quote unquote, need it. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Is this a good program, giving pregnant Black women all this money just for being pregnant, or is it a bad idea? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. It's an experiment. It's a money grab. It's a grift. It's not going to actually help anything. If anything, it'll hurt. People are going to get targeted for this money. People are going to have kids just to get the money, because people already have kids to get child support and welfare benefits. Why would they not do it for a straight cash payment with no strings attached? It's very simple. It's not difficult to see how this is going to end. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.